Christmas is cancelled. Yeah, you heard it here first, Earthlets. On this episode of In Orbit Every Wednesday, we are going to decide what parts of Christmas we would cancel if we were Judge Dredd. As well as talk about the bumper end of year prog and also, you know, what we thought about this year, a year of contrasts.
Oh god. Oh. Oh.
Oh, I think you can guess how this conversation is going just
Yeah.
from Chloe's
Another
expression.
uplifting episode of In Orbit Every Wednesday.
Get 2000 AD now. Get.
Borak Thung, Earthlets. Welcome to In Orbit Every Wednesday. I am your host, Molch-R, and this is your host, Chloe, and we are back. Normal service being resumed after a few weeks of thought bubble stuff.
Recuperating?
And recuperating. I mean, I'm in the very tail end of the flu that's been going around. So apologies if I just collapse at some point over the course of this episode. I mean, it's an inevitability even without the flu, really.
I was
But
about to say, we've all been waiting for it every week. The bigger
lovely.
they are, the harder they fall.
Well, yeah, and it's a long way down for me. Thank you to everyone who listened to and responded to our episode last week where we talked to Steve and Dave from Scarred for Life. Wonderful kind of meeting of the podcasts.
That was really fun. That was
Wasn't
really fun. Although I will say the number of people that were like, "Well, clearly Chloe wasn't born in the '70s." Yeah, no shit.
it?
Factually correct.
Well, I think one of my highlights of the year was you finding out who Wurzel Gummidge was.
And let me tell you, further research that we all knew was gonna happen, really like, it really does just solidify my idea of like, "Oh god, no wonder all of you are like that."
Mm, mm.
No, for
Did you?
real.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, as somebody who's, like, a fan of kind of uncomfortable, like, I don't know a good way like, uncomfortable, bizarro, like, abstract sort of ironic comedy, I was like,
Mm.
"Love this. This is fabulous."
And I wouldn't even necessarily say that Wurzel Gummidge was the most egregious thing
Oh,
from that
not.
period on the TV.
That's lightweight.
Yeah, yeah. But no, it was wonderful to be able to chat to those guys and kind of delve into it a little bit more. But we are here for another half an hour or so of chat about the galaxy's greatest comics. Now we are at the end of the year, so 2025. It's another thrill-powered year, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. If you are coming up to Christmas and you're getting increasingly panicky texts and WhatsApp messages from family and friends going, what can we get you? Might I recommend that you go to the 2000 AD web shop, where amongst many other things, you will be able to get, and I would mention these before, the Judge Dredd collectible coins, pure silver. These are now, I am asked to inform you, available in the United States of America.
Ooh, it's
So
finally happened.
while you're preparing for Bad Bob Booth to finally press the button and obliterate the world, you can stock up on some silver. Also, and these have proved very, very, very popular, guitar pedals. Now, I'm not musical at all.
What?
Yes, guitar.
What?
There we go. So
Oh,
we
sorry, I actually, like, you didn't say that you were gonna talk about this? That's awesome.
oh, yeah, Ninja. So we did a deal with Thorpe FX guys over there, big 2080 fans, and so we've done a series of guitar pedals. Like I said, I'm not musical. I don't know what these are. I just they've got dials on them, and you clearly plug things in. No idea.
Yeah.
my mum was a music teacher for about 15 years. Like I just no
And
idea.
you absorbed every bit that you could. Look,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
At the best, I see these as some kind of oblique Spinal Tap reference. R.I.P. Rob Reiner. So there's the Judge Dredd Deathbringer one. The others are there's uh, a Rogue Trooper
This is an
kind of
unboxing video now.
This is an unboxing video, isn't that special? And there's a Judge Dredd Lawbringer, and apparently nice bit of Carlos artwork, nice bit of Cliff, and I think Dylan Teague on there. Apparently these provide different sounds when you're playing guitar. So an excellent gift if you are
Yeah,
musically
no kidding.
inclined, even if you're not. They are still excellent, and it would be remiss of me not to mention the 2000 AD and Treasury of British Comics annuals for this year.
Ooh.
Lovely and thick. Everyone loves an annual. Obviously, slightly different to the days when you'd find them in the supermarket. So, you know, yes, internet commentator, they're not $4.99 anymore. as it so happens. We've got some great reprint material in there, but also some brand new strips, including, I think you wanted to mention this, didn't you? The Rob Williams, Joe Curry artwork.
Yeah.
Well, a story. It's kind of like a spanning story for the whole thing, which I absolutely adored. I thought it was fantastic.
It's just
Um,
fun.
yeah.
It's fun, and I feel like it's one of those ones too, and I don't wanna give anything away, but, like, um, we generally kind of see Rob writing a lot more, like, serious intrigue sort of stories, and that's fun. That's a
Yeah.
fun one. It's kinda
Yeah.
goofy, and I'm
He,
into
he,
it.
he reminded me of the kind of monkey stories that he's done in the past. Like there was
Yeah.
the space elevator with the monkeys, and Clegg. What's his face? Sensitive Clegg.
Sensitive Clegg?
Sensitive Clegg. So he's got Rob's got a very particular brand of dread comedy, which is
Yes.
very uh very farcical, very silly,
Mhm.
but delivered in absolute seriousness.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, which is how it is most effective with Dread. We've talked about this till our faces are blue. Have been blue, you know. Yes.
Yeah, wonderful.
But
Um,
it
so, like we said at the top of the episode, one of my favorite things is that inevitable post of around about Christmas of Dread basically cancelling Christmas.
yes.
I just love it. There's something so fundamentally killjoy about it and silly and over the top. And shout out to Greg Staples for this year's 2000 AD bumper prog cover, which shows Dredd confiscating toys off of
Yeah,
crying children.
taking toys from kids.
It's the spirit of the age. But that gave me the idea for this episode, which is if you were to cancel something, if you were Judge Dredd and you were like, I'm going to ban this particular thing. This thing is anti-ethical to the law. What aspect of Christmas would you ban?
I've got 2. I told you one, but I just came up with another. I'd be on fruitcake.
Mhm, mhm.
This is gonna be like me saying fruitcake is gonna be some Manchurian Candidate type trigger word for the people that are like, "Chloe didn't grow up in the '70s, God!" But the fruitcake. I cannot stand fruitcake, and
Mhm.
anyone who sends you fruitcake as a gift is the devil. Like, that's uh, it's unforgivable. And also you can like it can be used as a weapon if made correctly. It's like approximately 7,000 pounds and can kill a small child. So fruitcake is my answer, but no, I lost the other one. It's gone. Listeners getting to see ADHD in motion.
Well, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Which I like a nice kind of fruitcake.
That's
And
nice.
I my one of my grandmothers used to make one that would take forever. Like she'd start preparing it like 3 months before Christmas, and so it would be you could kill a man with it. It was
Yes.
incredible.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying. You make it right, you can kill people.
and my neither of my parents ate it, so as a child, I would just chomp my way through this thing. Which probably explains the high blood pressure, if I'm perfectly honest with
It might do. Oh,
you.
wait, no, it came back.
Yeah.
Okay. Secrets the idea of Secret Santa.
Yep.
Specifically, Secret Santa in, workplace
Mm, mm.
situations.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
you're
yeah.
friends with any of your coworkers, go off, you know? You can get get 'em presents because you know that person, but you get a Secret Santa for the one dude that you don't know? What? No, what? That's not a bonding situation, it's a hostage situation, and you have to spend money on them in the year of our Lord 2025? That's so rude. Anyway, yeah, so Secret Santa, maybe.
The thing is, you're preaching to the choir here. Like in a previous job, I acquired a reputation for being a miser, um, and it started. And the thing is, I'm very much of that personality type where once someone has a go at me about something, I'm more likely to dig my heels in.
No.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? I've really hidden that. Um, and so I think it developed from an argument about there was an office in this particular office, you want a big office, that on your birthday you bought cream cakes in for other people. I know I mean those who can't see Chloe's expression, that was exactly my attitude towards the whole thing. Um, and I never ate any of the cream cakes anyone else bought in, and then they'd have, this is turning into a therapy session. But yeah, the other thing was I didn't want to participate in secret. I find present buying. I mean, that's the thing that I would ban more than anything else is present
Just
buying.
presents in general?
Yeah, I'm so bad at thinking like as soon as somebody like,
Okay.
what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. Like I'm a man of a certain age. If I want something, if I need something, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you an adult with a credit card? You don't need anyone else to buy it for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. It was one of the great kind of thresholds of my life that I realized that I can decide what to spend my own money on. The other threshold being that uh, the point when you realize that you can eat ice cream whenever you want,
Yeah.
like you're an adult.
Yeah.
And coming back to the high blood pressure thing, yeah, that's probably interrelated across the
I
thing.
don't I don't know, Mulcher. I feel like just banning presents outright is like, that's intense. That's actual
It
drug
would
behavior.
solve so many things. It would get rid of the guilt people feel at Christmas time. It would stop like the tsunami of unwanted gifts. Et cetera. So I would just ban gift giving. I think just best wishes, thoughts and prayers for Christmas.
Well, one of these answers was for funsies, and the other one is psychotic behavior. You get to choose which one is which,
Hey,
listeners.
hey, Dread is confiscating children's toys. Come on. It's important. But yes, any of the 2000 AD covers where it's Dredd just being a miser at Christmas, I absolutely adore. It's fantastic.
Well, see, that's when you have to be concerned is the day, anyone reading Dread that has any sort of connection to him at any point should be concerned. So I think we finally reached yours.
Anyway, it's been a hell of a week and a hell of a year, to be honest with you. So that's what I'm blaming all of that on. But I mean, speaking about the Christmas prog, we should probably talk about the prog. Mark it down on your bingo cards, Earthlets. They are going to talk about this week's prog.
We did it. Mhm.
We made it. It's the end of the year. Let's give everyone a lovely present. But bumper 100-page end of
Yeah.
year prog, always a treat. And what I love about it is it continue. You know, even though we're doing the annuals, we're continuing doing these annual bumper issues, and most importantly for me, it's now. I remember having a conversation with Ken Nyman about this story, um, and because he asked, do you think this was a problem? Do you think Tharg will go for it? And I mean, of course he's going to go for it. Like it's a great idea. But yeah, Micmac comes to Mega City One in Micmac's big Mega City adventure. And one of the things I love about this is that my colleague Steve has been posting up. There's like a double page spread um, of covers of Micmac adventures.
Mhm.
So where is it? Let's just forward ahead. So, Micmac and the Organ Leggers, Micmac among the Outlaws, Micmac and the Robot Revolution, Micmac's Cursed Earth Adventure, and Micmac in Dead World. So he's been posting up these on social media and going, Micmac's back.
Micmac's back.
And whenever anyone has come onto the comments, particularly on Facebook, and just gone, "Isn't that Tintin?" Steve has replied, "Who?"
Shoo. Bless him. I love Steve. I like
Yeah.
this one made me super happy because I mean, I already like Tintin,
Mhm.
and just the marriage of the 2 universes is so uncalled for and will never not make me laugh. Like, and the idea okay, for for copyright purposes, I'll try to make sure that I'm saying Micmac. But Micmac showing up to Mega City 1 and immediately getting beaten up by a guy with a mohawk who calls him good haircut boy was a Christmas gift in and of itself.
I mean, this sits in a long tradition of crossover, and I'm using the bunny ears here. Crossover stories, and we've had Doctor Who, we've
Mhm.
had Nigel Farage, all sorts of occasions, and usually the first thing that happens is the person gets beaten up on the
Mhm.
street. See one. Um, but what does make this special is it's a new artist called Streff who mimics this lingual claire style
It's
from
beautiful.
yeah like hers, yeah, like that kind of European style. And for me there's also a little bit of an element of like who am I talking to here, Mr. Ben.
Mhm.
You ever watched
I
Mr.
can
Ben?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see that.
Particularly in Dread. Uh, and as this is exactly what I want for my Christmas prog. Like
Just
over in the Meg,
goofy.
Ken has done a story with PJ Holden, which is also fantastic. Really enjoyed it, but that's much more kind of leaning into the kind of the wistful aspect, the looking back aspect of Christmas.
Sure.
Whereas this is just silly.
Mhm.
That's what I want for my Christmas prog, a silly story.
What do you think it is about, like, Christmas and the holidays in general that lends itself so beautifully to things like this? Like, why does silly win out in these sorts of stories? I mean, I guess the whole holiday is kind of absurd. It's just bright and loud.
I
Gotta
mean,
do
I
it
don't know
for
what it's like
everybody.
in the States. I imagine it's like 1,000 times worse. But certainly, in my lifetime, I mean, Christmas was always, a time for excess and
Mhm.
daftness. But as time has gone on, probably as I've got older, Christmas increasingly feels like, "Oh God, we made it." It's, "Oh God, another year oh, thank God for the," like, just, and so Christmas becomes this time of just rampant silliness because you just wanna you don't wanna dwell on the year necessarily. That's for New Year's.
So what you're saying is the joy around the end of the year holidays is all about, uh, like, just
Amnesia.
just survival.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Yeah.
going, "Let's be ridiculous because everything's been bad."
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
I'm all
it's a
for it.
and then
And
you realize that nothing's gonna change. In January 1st, nothing's gonna happen.
that
Nothing's happening.
great, great. But there is this tradition of Dredd. There's that wonderful story. I think it was Alan Grant and Arthur Ranson who did like the one in like a poem, like a Christmas poem,
Mhm.
where it's the guy whose wife is cheating on him with the mole strip Santa,
Yeah.
who climbs up into the big sign. Justice Department says has have a lawful Christmas or whatever it is, and starts shooting. And then Dredd shoots the sign and it crushes the guy. And I think, and this has been used a couple of times where like weather control does a 5-second burst of snow.
Just
Yeah.
happy
Well, it's like,
holidays, you know?
yeah, Merry Christmas. Um, so yeah, no, I really enjoyed this, and the double page spread of Micmac Adventures is very much enjoyable.
All of the little covers, they're adorable.
Yeah, yeah.
They're so cute.
Like now, I say this, but I don't necessarily mean it. Now, part of me wants to see Micmac's Adventures. Basically, this naive. I'm not going to give any spoilers for the story, but yeah, this naive kind of Tintin character running around all these awful places, just almost getting killed all the time, which is
I mean, to be fair, there are quite a bit of Dread strips where that is roughly the plot. Tiny Moron makes it to Mega City 1.
one of my favorites. I think was it John Wagner or Garth Ennis? Might have been Garth Ennis. Um, Drawn by Chris Weston, where like a family from Britsit come on holiday to Mega City One and basically end up in hospital.
That
And
sounds right.
I think the son calls Judge Dredd a water, awful water. Anyway, this is 100 pages of Phil Power. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
we ain't making it through all this.
well,
We're
so
trying.
very much enjoyed Micmac's Big Mega City Adventure by Ken
Yeah.
Bond and Streff. We do have in this the ending of Ghost Patrol, the Rogue Trooper story with Alex DeCampi and Neil Edwards, and that's been really interesting to see evolve because obviously, as you will have seen if you follow Duncan Jones on social media, you will have seen a couple of interesting images that he has posted up from the production of the Dread movie. Good God, the Rogue Trooper movie. God, that will set tongues wagging, won't
I
it?
was about to say, don't get people's hopes up here.
Yeah. Um, and it's been interesting to because I remember the brief originally was essentially retell Rogue's origin story so that there's a one and done collection that we can have out in time for the movie.
Mhm.
That introduces because you can go back and read the old stuff and it's fantastic, but it's not in color, and it's some people
And we
object
love
to
that blue.
um, some people object to even recolored old comics. So yeah, this has been a really interesting uh, evolution, and most importantly for me, Neil Edwards has really leaned into the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic to see uh, his artwork evolve over the course of the story.
And it has too, like,
Mm.
it has shifted, quite a bit, even just over what is it? The past 2 weeks, give or take? Um,
Yeah.
like, 2 weeks worth of progs,
Mm.
and, like, the evolution of that, there you can see kind of a difference in every single one, and especially if you go back and reread it, obviously when it's out in a collection or something, they um seeing this final bit compared to where he started is
Mm,
that's one of my favorite things looking at the artist's period, over the course of a career, let alone one strip.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
kinda like that felt like a little bit of a treat just getting to see, like you said, the evolution of where he goes with it. This whole thing like, the whole thing kind of felt like a nice little end cap to the
Mm,
year,
mm,
honestly.
yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, and it is interesting to watch, particularly because 2000 AD deadlines are different to, say, American comics deadlines, um, and so the pressures are different on an artist, and the storytelling is a lot denser. So, those different elements kind of come together and will pull an artist in lots of different ways. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's been very enjoyable. Um, One of the things that returns in this prog for a new series is Hearn and Shuck, which is the how to describe Hearn and Shuck. It's basically magical troubleshooting.
Yeah. It's y yeah, I don't I actually don't know of a good way to describe it either. It doesn't really lock into any one particular genre, I
Mm,
feel.
yeah.
Which is fun. I mean, we've talked on here plenty of times about how, like, 2080 is so good at marrying different genres and mixing it all together, but this
Mm,
actually feels kinda like a melting pot of
yeah.
it in a much more direct way.
Well, we've talked about kind of folk horror quite a lot
Yes.
this year, I think, and as a consequence, I think this merging of, like, with folklore stuff, you can kind of, and this is going to sound very odd, you can kind of go all airy fairy and a bit Sandman,
Very.
or you can go down to kind of brass tacks and
Mhm.
like ordinary life, like what is it like to be a demigod? What is it like to be possessed?
You
What is it
like,
like?
on a more personal level type of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's one of those series that then also manages to bring in um sci-fi elements.
Yeah.
So it's a lot closer to the conversation we were having with Steve and Dave last week. This is the kind of 1970s sweet spot. Almost the kind of, I mean, again, uh, this will mean nothing to you, but when I was a kid, you'd be you'd be marched into the school library, which is one room, and sat down in front of the one TV in the entire building to watch daytime BBC children's programming, because at the time there wasn't really. It's essentially, the BBC was like, right, we've got this programming for schools now, so we're gonna. I think it was BBC Two, like, went over to schools and things like that, and it would be these really odd, um, kind of themed series done on an
Okay.
absolute shoestring that were just a bit odd. Like, there was one about an alien boy, there was one about a haunted castle, and I was obsessed with it because my
Okay,
my mum was a teacher, so she had all the books that accompanied
but
TV series.
okay, so but with all these well, like, what was the purpose of them being shown in schools, though? I know we're getting completely off topic here, but what was the purpose of them being shown in schools, though? Like,
Well,
I mean, Alien Boy,
it
okay.
they were essentially, meant to be imagination space, so they would be used in English lessons. Oh god,
Lessons?
I really,
Lessons.
this flu has absolutely
Oh,
totaled me.
melted your brain.
Yeah.
Lessons.
Um, uh, they'd be used in English lessons to teach storytelling. So you'd go
Okay.
back to class and write a story about what you'd seen. Yeah, it was just like a,
Well, that's cute. That's a
yeah,
great idea.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yes, that's what I'm getting from this series of Hearn and
I can
Chuck.
see that.
Obviously, with more branding of human skin and demons,
Like you do,
like you do.
as one does. Yeah, it's, It does I get I mean, mind you, I had never seen any of the programs that you're talking about from when you were a kid, but I can see that, the best way you know what? I can describe it, which
Mm.
is, it feels like throwing everything at the wall, but in a good way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because especially if you can get a concrete, interesting, like, visually gratifying story out of so much, it's almost like maximalism.
Mhm.
It's an experiment in storytelling maximalism, uh, and if you can make that work, then that is actually really inspiring, you know?
Speaking of which, Azimuth is
Oh,
back for
speaking of inspiring, cool shit, yeah.
um, now I remember when, so for those of you who don't know, Azimuth is tied to, Sinister Dexter, but he's kind of its own thing as well, and although it is not, set in an AI world, it is a real as Dan has said, um, it is a world influenced by lots of different storytelling and there is this big AI, um, bad guy, baddie. Um, and one aspect of that is has been bringing in Judge Anderson,
Mhm.
which I'll be frank, in the hands of anybody else
Would be concerning.
would be very concerning. However, in the hands of Dan Abnett, it has become its whole thing, this whole thing, and what I love is in this story, and again, as always, spoilers for your Christmas prog Earthlets. Um, it dwells on, it goes back to one of my favorite stories in 2000 AD, which is Judge Anderson's Satan,
Mhm,
um, and drills down into the character moment in that story, and actually because it wasn't necessarily referenced that often afterwards in the main Anderson strip. Um, but it was very much this moment where this gigantic Lucifer offered Anderson a Faustian pact to become like the Silver Surfer to his
yeah,
Galactus.
yeah.
And she turns him down, in the main story, but in this one she said yes,
Mhm.
and that has massive consequences. And to be able to take such like Satan is peak Alan Grant for me, where he's at both his most emotional and his most esoteric and his most um, emotionally difficult.
Mhm.
To take a story like that and then not in any way cheapen it is
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, it's and again, it's like you said, if it was anybody else, I would be a little bit like, "Ooh," you know, going into it knowing that Anderson kind of on that story would be I would be a little bit concerned about it, but I feel like this is handled it's delicate. It's handled delicately. Is that a
Yeah.
fair
Yeah,
way to put it? It kind of feels like it's done with its own unique point to make, but it is done with great respect to what it's playing
yeah,
off of.
yeah.
And again, like we cannot just spend every episode singing the praises of Dan because that's what this often becomes.
Yeah.
But it's I yeah, I thought it was fantastic and getting to see this expanded out in a way that genuinely works is really exciting.
Mm, mm.
Uh, yeah, that's that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, 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 and a shout out to Tazio Bettin,
Yeah.
who I think is over again, another artist who over the course of Azimuth has
Mhm.
gotten better and better. Um,
I
yeah,
love a Faustian story. Have I ever told you
really.
that? I am
Yeah,
obsessed with Faustian stories.
mm,
Love them. because, like, I so yeah, it feels like a especially the ones where it is, like, the traditional Faustian thing where it's, given into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so this was a special gift for me personally. It's like, "Yeah,
I
consequences."
I ca I there is something, fundamentally kind of schadenfreudy about fashion. Like, am I gonna be naughty or am I
Yeah,
gonna be good? There are
yeah,
consequences to both of those choices.
exactly. And what better way to wrap up the acknowledgement of 2025 than in that sentiment alone?
Yeah, yeah. No, right, moving on. Um, we've got a new thrill, The Discarded.
I loved this. Oh.
Do you wanna talk about it then?
I mean, it's, I thought The Discarded was great, and I almost don't have, I just I've because this was such a big prog, I actually only finished reading it over the weekend,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if I've sat with it long enough to have a big ramble yet, but God, the concept, talk about dystopia, talk about, actually treating people as trash, and again, I hate to keep bringing up, like, the sad nihilistic, version of all of this stuff, but, like, it felt like a very appropriate comic for where we are right now,
Mm.
and, um, it it was just good. It was good sci-fi, and I'm here for that. What?
Well, I didn't say anything.
Oh, you just made a face. Maybe
Oh,
that's just your
sorry.
face.
Just my face. Just my face.
I'm sorry, Mike.
I mean, you know what? You are right to shout out my resting bitch face, to be honest with you. Um, I was just looking up that previous series. Oh, there it is. So The Discarded is by Peter Milligan and, Kieran McKeown. I'm undoubtedly pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. Um, Pete's, new series was The Devil's Railroad
Mhm.
that, he did with, Rufus Dayglow. Um, and this for me feels in the similar kind of thing, because that was very much kind of sci-fi refugees,
Yes.
in a world that, doesn't give a shit about them, and that's only gotten worse, let's be brutally honest. Um,
I feel like that's something that Milligan kind of draws on quite a bit,
mm,
especially over maybe the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
yeah.
Like, the idea of refugee and all of those things, and Milligan, anybody who's been within 5 feet of me knows that I just have a raging hard on for Peter Milligan's writing style, uh, and it's still there. Dude's still got it. It's still just lyrical and kind of, um, I don't I again, I can't come up with, like, a proper adjective for it, but lyrical is always the one that I go to for him. It's very James Joyce. That's what it is.
So then, we've got, another couple of new series. Young Death, Dog Eat Dog, which is, Kick W and Clint Langley. Shout out to, Clint really leaning into 2 things. Number 1, chins,
Yeah.
and number
The
2, making, like, somebody licking blood at a crime scene is disgusting enough, but somehow Clint makes it even worse through the use of the color pink.
yeah.
For so the premise of the story is basically, this is Sidney Diath, the
Mhm.
judge who would become Judge Death, and he's in a crime scene, uh, where a fellow judge has been killed, apparently by, a wild animal, and he sticks his tongue out, and he's got a
Mhm.
smile on his face while he does it,
Yep.
and his tongue's just is too pink. Do you know how sometimes, uh, somebody who's not wearing any makeup just has a slightly over red set of lips,
Yes.
and it's just a little bit unsettling.
Concerning.
Yeah. So
It's just a bit
congratulations.
raw looking.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, shout out to him in general, honestly, because I really enjoyed, I think with any Judge Death story, I do I do like when it all looks a bit sickly, a
Mm.
bit grimy, a bit the whole thing just looks a little unwell, and they I mean, he nails it. It's
Mhm.
kind of
It
a
it very much reminded me of, did you ever read Dynasty? The Pat
mm-mm,
Milton Langley
I don't
1990,
think so.
uh, dinosaurs as a kind of, medieval, um, kind of rampaging, uh, 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 political drama kind of thing. Um, I'll see if we've got scans of it, 'cause I'll send it over to you because
Yes,
I
please.
think it's probably right up your street. But yeah, his style very much reminded me of that. And since he's gone back to doing that inking style, right? 'Cause there was the kind of photo manipulation and whatnot
Mhm.
that he did on Slain and ABC Warriors. He's gone kind of full circle. And I think he talked about that. I did a an interview with him last year before, maybe, um, where he talked extensively about returning to basics in his style. Sorry, my my voice is now properly going,
Oh,
so
no.
we've probably not got a lot more time. Um, uh, we've also got a new series of Hawk the Slayer.
Yep.
Now, two things. Number one, I still have never seen Hawk the Slayer.
Still.
Still,
It's stubborn.
I've only got so much time. Um, but what I did do with some friends recently was rewatch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Fun. Good
Um,
choice.
and hadn't realized that Kevin Reynolds, who I mean, yeah, pretty much didn't direct it. He was also the director of one of my favorite films, which is The Count of Monte Cristo, the 2002 version with uh, problematic Jim Caviezel and now problematic Guy Pearce um, in it. But and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is this fresh-faced youth. Um,
Aw, the
it's
glow of
wonderful.
youth.
I love it. But coming back to Hawk the Slayer, um, have you seen Hawk the Slayer?
Yeah, ages ago.
Right.
Have I? Look at me.
Don't
I
make
have
me.
to not that didn't that didn't call for you to laugh that hard, and now I'm just insulted.
No, but yeah, it's yeah, it's just good fun, and it's a one and done story as well. So if you've not read the previous Hawk the Slayer stuff, do pick up the collected edition from the 2000 AD web shop and app. Um, and
I love a one shot.
another,
I
yeah, it's fantastic.
mm,
Great Staz Johnson artwork.
yeah,
Um,
good old Stas.
Yeah, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. But I was about to say I'm perspiring. I am perspiring, but also I am expiring as we get closer. So I am going to have to finish this off. Um, and to round it out, we have two things. Number one is an advert for the Venus Blue Jeans series coming from Torlin Grumbeck and Sylvia Califano, which I'm very much looking forward to.
I'm so excited about that, if you couldn't tell.
But yes, very much looking forward to that. Another story in anticipation of the Road Trooper movie next year.
Yes. And
Um,
more attention on Venus blue jeans.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Everybody knows my stance on this.
And
Give it to me.
after an advert featuring two very attractive looking people for a podcast you may or may not be listening to right now. We have Strontium Dog, the next case with Carl Stock, Colin McNeil, Dylan Teague, Rob Stein. Um, Always love to see Colin McNeil
Yes.
back in the prog.
Every time, all the time. It's never not a good thing.
And particularly on for me on Strontium Dog because um I always I I I think I think Colin got a bit of a shitty end of the stick um
Mm,
in terms of Strontium Dog because obviously there was the final solution, which is Alan Grant essentially trying to round off the character of Johnny Alpha so that he could hopefully put him beyond the reach of anybody else. Um,
clever.
it was because it was Colin McNeil and it was Simon Harrison, and
Mhm.
I've mentioned before on this show how I love the phase of Colin's artwork from Song of the Surfer through to kind of the late mid '90s, where you've got Song of the Surfer, you've got Mechanismo, you've got America, and
Mhm.
there's something about the way he when he was still doing his fully painted art, and I think he was using colored pencils as well,
Sure, yeah.
and everything seems to glow. Like when it's a sunny day in Mega City One, like it's a beautiful sunny day in Mega City
Mhm.
One, you know. Um,
It's
and
texture.
Yeah, yeah, the wonderful
Texture.
texture, and so his work on Something Dog fits perfectly into that phase, and so I think whatever anyone's feelings about the Final Solution storyline, um, I think Colin and Simon's artwork on that story is still some of my favorite
Yeah,
2000 AD stuff, you know, and I
with
appreciate
good
it.
reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Added into this story being set immediately after uh, the death of Wolf Sternhammer at the hands of the Bubba Gang and Johnny's subsequent revenge. So it's a nice kind of little dive into Johnny at his darkest, as it were.
Yes. Understandably darkest.
Mm, mm.
Still the heartbreaker.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, that's all good stuff. I am very
You're
much on the
fading
last leg.
fast.
I really am. I need to go back to sleep. Avoid this flu if you haven't already got it, Earthlets. It is not to be trifled with. And then on the final page, an advert for Death of a Judge by John Wagner and Mike Perkins. Fantastic to see Mike Perkins in the prog. But also I know John has intimated that this may well be his last Judge Dredd story. So that begins in Prog 2464, which is on sale on the 7th of January.
I mean, to
Um,
be fair, because I know a lot of people will, a lot of people are definitely going to hem and haw if it truly is the last Wagner Dread that we
mm,
get. But let me tell you, dude is a workhorse.
yeah,
I mean, the let us be grateful. If true, if that truly is the last story, but we should all just be incredibly, incredibly grateful and not complain because we have had literally like almost 50 years worth of this. So let us appreciate.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I think if he is to retire, not that I want
Mhm.
him to, I think he's bloody earned.
No, please no, but
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that unfold, and
yes.
everybody to not lose their minds.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at
Um,
you, Earthlets. Um, but yes, fantastic. Well, thank you for that gallop
yeah.
through the 100-page uh, prog. Oh God, I really. I think I think that's probably a good time to bring things
Wrap it
to a
up.
close. What I'm going to say is thank you so much to everybody who has listened to us ramble on this year. We launched the podcast back on the 15th of January.
Mhm.
And it's been a joy not just to do it, but also to hear such fantastic feedback. So thank you to everyone who's thanked us in person, and or emailed in or messaged us on social media. Um, when it's just the two of us, I mean, we do this even without recording it, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
Um, but it's wonderful to see, and above all else, it's wonderful to see the people who've said, "I enjoy the show, and it's brought me back into the fold." You know, I'm reading
Yeah.
2000 AD again. So thank you to everyone, and welcome home, Squat Stick Thargo, to the galaxy's greatest comic. Um, we are going to take a festive break,
Yes.
mainly because apparently I am not long for the grave. By the sound of me.
It's gonna be a very festively decorated grave, though.
Yeah. It'll be like the one in A Christmas Carol, where it's
Yeah.
surrounded by, and the leaves kind of move away from it, and you see the name and everything. But yes, I will be recharging my batteries for a few weeks, but we will be back in January to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of
Yeah.
In Orbit every Wednesday. Thank you to you, Chloe, for
Aw, thank you
for
to you too,
for
my
being my co-host all this time, and putting up with my rambling.
look, it's mutual. This goes both ways with the rambling. I feel like this is your very unceremonious way of saying there is in fact going to be another stretch of In Orbit
Oh
every
yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah, absolutely. We're gonna keep going until they stop us. Let's-
Yeah, okay. And we're just gonna come back and we're gonna be recharged and it's gonna be weirder,
yeah,
so
and fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Now I've done this before and then regretted doing it. Fingers crossed. We're going to have at least one very special guest
yes.
early on in our second year of In Orbit every Wednesday. But
Yeah.
until then, I'd like to wish all our listeners and all our creators and all our readers a very happy Christmas, however you celebrate it. We hope you have a wonderfully festive and restful time. Um, and we shall see you in the new year for the 49th year of
Yeah.
2000 AD as we barrel towards the 50th. And then you get to watch me have a mental breakdown in real time.
And on that note,
But until next time, Earthlets, from me, from Chloe, from everyone at 2000 AD, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Splendid Verthrig.
happy Christmas. See you next year.
See you next year.
Get 2000 AD now. Get